What up, Kev?
What's up, man?
I'm waiting for you to accuse me of being racist or something for the subject matter.
Oh, I'll wait. I'll wait till you have to have good timing.
You see how I'm trying to get it out of the way right now? Like,
Yeah,
just you know what I mean?
that sounds like a sense of entitlement that you get to decide when you're accused of being racist. It's not how things work in the year 2023, my man.
What's good, man? How was your weekend, bro?
Oh, chill. Do you ever spend a weekend where you plan a bunch of things?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of, admittedly, sort of tentatively, like, oh, we could do this, that, and the other, and then you're kind of ready to do all of those things, but then you find out quickly that nobody else in the house wants any parts of those things. So you end up just sort of on edge. You're not able to sort of totally relax.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my entire day yesterday.
Yes, it did. Here, this is how it go. Just to go in full agreement with you, but probably from a different angle. If I plan, let's say the zoo.
Okay.
If I say let's go to the zoo, we're probably not going to go to the zoo, and it's not that big of a deal, and the zoo's not really that big, that fun, and da da da. Now, if she says let's go to the zoo, then we're going to the zoo, and it's the trip of it's something we should do. So I don't plan anything anymore. I'm like, whatever.
I like how you said she, but you didn't specify the she that you were referring to.
She knows who I'm talking about. We all know who the she is. It ain't the 8-year-old or the 15-year-old. They don't want to do nothing.
I see. How was your weekend, man? How was Huntington Beach?
Man, opening question, man. So did you spend a lot of time at the... I'm answering your question with a question. Did you spend a lot of time at the beach growing up out there? Like, I mean, I know it sounds like a stupid question, but was it like a every weekend thing? Is that where the hangout was?
No.
Okay. Because it feels like it would. I guess I'm officially almost 50 because I'm like, why wouldn't you be here every 5 minutes? My brain is like, this has to be.
So the bar was right on the beach?
Bar was right on the boardwalk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's Huntington Beach, so you got to walk, 7 miles across the sand to get to the water?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where this place is, though. Okay. I got to go look it up then.
Yeah. It's, what was the cross? I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Right? It would take too long on the show. It would be boring. Yeah. But it was nice, man. It was a really nice spot. Yeah. Good music. You know what I'm saying? The food is good. You know what I'm saying? It was cool.
Word.
It was cool.
What's up?
Yeah. I hope they do it again. It's a little late in the year a little late in the summer to sort of run it. So we'll see what the weather maintains like. But it is something you got to, I would suggest anybody out there, if you see that event pop up again, you should check it out.
Do it.
It's nice.
Do it.
Yeah. Plan a beach day. Bonfire. Huntington Beach is known for, I guess every beach is, but Huntington Beach is known for bonfires late at night because they got the row of pits that are along the beach. I'm not telling you, Kev. I'm telling the people. But so if you out there listening and you haven't been to Huntington in the evening and had a bonfire, it's a thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
You guys were there in the afternoon, though, right?
We were. So we were there. We ended at 7.
Okay.
And as people were setting up for their bonfire evenings, bonfire nights, we were unloading and out.
Gotcha. Just
it was dark by 7:30.
As far as I'm concerned, as long as it's sort of a standard fire formation, you're not getting creative with the crosses or anything like that, then we're good.
It's weird. You want to hear a really weird story? I'm full of weird stories, right? I actually had a falling out with a friend over a bonfire, and this is how it went.
Wow.
I'm like, so there were kids there, right?
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, yo, I mean, I'm not a fire safety nut, but I kind of know, right? I'm aware. I'm not a Boy Scout. Just this is how you build a fire. This is right. And dude wanted the fire to be like, you know what I mean? Like crazy. And I'm like, yo, there's little kids here, and they
was he like a more wood guy or like a lighter fluid guy?
like both. And I'm like, yo, Chill. So yeah, eventually we ended up actually like falling out over like over that.
Over
Me
him
being
trying to cook
protective
your
of children. Yeah, like yo, you can't burn these kids to the ground, fam. Like that's not how this works. So yeah, some people go too far, man. You see them. I think it's Doc Wilder where you see the furniture and. I mean, like, you see it at Huntington when people burn like furniture. And,
Oh, jeez.
they're just throwing everything on. I'm like, come on, man. You know, like chill. You know, this isn't a place to get rid of your end table. You know.
Oh, that's the dumbest thing. Oh my goodness.
I could buy it if it's teenagers.
Right.
Like if it's teenagers, I'm like, all right, man. Like y'all gotta chill. But when you like 50, it's like, come on, yo. Like 40, like you know better. Stop. All right. Anyway, now I sound real old.
A little bit. It's all right.
Speaking of real old, man, have you heard of this video game Valorant?
I have heard that. I have seen the name before. I have no idea what it is, what type of game it is. I assume there are swords involved.
Guns.
Okay, so a technological
first-person shooter game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's there. Well, I mean, there's knives and stuff, but I think the primary weapon is different guns, right? And it's a, sort of like a Call of Duty-esque type thing, keyboard, mouse game. My daughter.
So you're telling me I would have brought a sword to a gunfight?
I would have. Because you have to use the computer and mouse, so I would have just brought failure to a sword and gunfight. Bottom line, I can't use a controller. I'm out. I quit.
Right.
Don't ask me no questions. So my daughter's playing this game now, right? And you can't. We about a year ago, maybe we bought her a MacBook.
Okay.
No, I bought her a MacBook. Anyway, got her MacBook. We bought her Mac. Whatever.
Did you take her to the zoo?
No, it was, obviously.
So you broke even.
We broke even. So I bought her this MacBook because my computer, she uses Photoshop and gets creative or whatever, and the screen on my computer is not the color is not rich enough for her to know what color she's using when she's creating things, right? So I got her MacBook, like, all right, look, this is what they're for, blah, 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 right? Agree or disagree out there, whatever. I don't care about your opinion. So, but she can't play the video game on this. So now she's back to needing to use my computer.
Oh.
Right? So this is where teenage entitlement kicks in. And tomorrow I'm going to go hug my parents and tell them how much I love them for not killing me. Because I'm like, look, like, I have to record. Like, what do you want me to do? So there was a little bit of
so she's going to be looking at me crazy next time.
Well, I mean, we worked on DJing, we worked on a couple things together, so she'll get over it. But
there you go. It's funny because I got so little one's she's big on all the Pokemon games, but she kind of like finishes them. She's like bored, and she got a Switch for Christmas. Which is her grandfather, much to my wife's dismay. Grandfather just folded like a cheap suit. This man. Like, where was this guy? Where was this guy when I was her age?
Don't ask where any of these grandparents were.
And
non-existent.
But so now she's like, all right, she wants to play Minecraft because she's been watching Mr. Beast and all that stuff, right?
Nice.
So I figured out how to get Minecraft on the little Android tablet, and I got a little Bluetooth controller.
Mm-hmm.
What she doesn't know is that I've realized that the only device I can run the versions of the Pokemon games were made for the Nintendo 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
The only device that will run them properly is my computer. And I tested it and played it. I was like, this works. I said, but if I tell her, I'm never going to be able to use my computer.
It's a wrap.
So.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to navigate that. But I'm not buying a 3DS just to play 2 games.
What I have to do is I need to get her a monitor for her room. And that'll resolve some of the problem. Because then I can watch them on TV. Because she plays video, when she plays a game, it's on the TV or whatever.
Oh, right.
Fucking kid. But yeah, now we making these adjustments, man. It's these kids. All right. Before we get to the other side, I do have one more question. All right, so I'm tired of criticism, and this is not criticism of me, but criticism of all things. So, and people are gonna be like, "But what about the show you're doing?" But I don't feel like we're highly critical on this show. Not of like things, right? Like we don't be like that episode of Ahsoka was like not up to par. Like we don't do that on this show. Not as much.
Do
really?
I don't know.
You think so?
No, I just know that if we agree on that, somebody's gonna point out about 13 trillion things that we've criticized.
Man, Fizz is already tight. He's already thumbing this out. Like as I said that, he's already got a whole paragraph.
Rocky statue doesn't count though.
It doesn't. It criticizes itself. But
So you're saying the Rocky statue is self-aware?
It's or self-unaware, whatever. It insists on itself. This Family Guy, no.
It insists upon itself.
I gotta watch that episode again, man. It was a great episode. So this is my thing, Kev. Now, because we have the internet, and because everybody is capable of saying, this thing came out and I have something to say about it, right? Do you think that there's too much criticism now? Like, not that criticism shouldn't exist. That's ridiculous. But do you think that now that everyone has the ability to criticize? So if you're watching a show, Game of Thrones is one of the ones, right? Like, instead of just watching the show, we had to get a think piece every 10 seconds on Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
too much criticism, or
absolutely.
Am I tripping?
No. I was just thinking about this today because it's like anyone who listens to this program regularly knows that I'm far from an avid sports aficionado or watcher, right?
Sure.
So generally the most I'm going to see is like maybe a highlight reel or a highlight clip or headline, to just kind of know like, oh, that so-and-so got hurt or whatever,
Yeah.
But that's about it. And that's where it stops. And I generally don't feel any need to go online and do anything more than maybe make a joke about it. Or, maybe. But usually not even that. But definitely not, the deep analysis of how this affects the team's prospects, 400 games from now at the beginning of the season. You know what I'm saying? And I say that to say there are people who I read comments on, because like movies are something that, like with music, I don't even pay attention because I think people are idiots, and I feel confident enough in my own appreciation of music, for better or for worse, to not really pay attention to what other folks are saying, unless somebody I respect, like you, or somebody who I tolerate, like Fizz, recommends something. Then I might check it out, right?
Or my man O.
Oh, of course. He
course.
Falls in the respect
Omega,
column.
Yeah, he falls in the respect side.
Absolutely. But that's it, right? I'm not looking for anybody's complaints, but with movies, I'm not, as much as I enjoy movies, I watch as avidly as I can, and I appreciate certain things that I think are, separate classics from just sort of pop culture, flash in the pan kind of popcorn flicks. I will go to IMDb for some reason, maybe just to see what the actor's name is or who directed this or whatever. And then for some reason, I still scroll down, and you have to make an effort to scroll down to see that one user comment that shows up on the IMDb page. That's increasingly annoying. Like, I'm just like, why did you have to comment on this that woke culture is to blame for why this was... I'm like,
oh my God.
So I was literally just, I was out exercising today. And I was just thinking like, Why can't you just shut the hell up? Like,
oh my God, we had a. We can get to the other side. I really hope that none of them listen to this show. I doubt it. I don't even think they know it's happening. But I'm about to fade. Listen. So we have a I told you my daughter's playing basketball or whatever, and they had this thing. This is a 3rd and 4th grade team. So games are every Sunday, and they had this thing called Silent Sunday, where the parents can clap, but they, no instructions. The coaches limited instructions. They want the kids to talk on the court, speak up, right? Now, at first, it sounds weird, right? Like Silent Sunday, you can't cheer for your kids. It's like, what? I can't cheer for my kid. But once they explained it, I'm like, this is going to be interesting, right? Now, never once did I think what this one parent said. And I was like, how stupid are you? Parent was like, oh my God, Silent Sunday, this generation is so soft. I'm like, did the kids call it Silent? It's your age group is what called it Silent Sunday. It's not like first of all, it's not like these 8 and 9-year-old kids were like, we need a Silent Sunday. They were like, what is that? Right? Second of all, like, you know how tired I am of that comment?
Yeah, I mean, we gotta find a better way, folks. I mean, it's like nobody achieved greatness because they got their ass beat when they were children. Most of us did get our ass beat to some degree or another when we were children. We all know somebody who got their ass beat more than we did.
Right.
But nobody achieved any level of success because they got their ass. It's okay not to beat the shit out of your children all the time. It's okay. There's a reason why that's frowned upon. And it's because it's just, let's face it, it's not good. I understand when the anger gets you to a certain point, but you're not going to convince me that it's a good thing to do. You know what I mean? Even yelling at your kid, it's like all that stuff. It's like, yeah, I get it. You're funny. Are you making a joke though? It's a hacky joke. It's a stupid thing to say.
Listen to me, and listen to me good. If you are the type of parent that is, I don't want to say hard on your kid, but wants your kid to have that really tough, all that nonsense in the sport, at least. If your kid's not D1, I'm clowning.
Yeah.
If your kid doesn't go D1, I am 100% dissing you and your child. Like, I'm like, nah, both of y'all got to take this L. If you're going to put your kids through that, which is fine. Like, I don't think the yelling at a kid, I don't know about yelling at kids. I think that's dumb to be like abrasive towards kids when coaching them at a certain age. I'm not just talking sports. I'm talking across the board, right? Like, when we look at some of these memes of like crying at the dinner table when doing math with your parent, like I'm like, I know that experience to some degree, right? So I did not become a mathematician by any stretch of the imagination, by the way. Like, it's like, that was the last way. Now, they didn't scream at me about rapping, and that I turned out to be good at that. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm tell you something. Screaming at your children is literally does not seem like the most,
Yeah.
But I would hardly say,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, last point. I would hardly say that teaching kids, especially in basketball, to talk amongst themselves, be supportive, cheer for each other, is hardly softening them up. Just to be clear.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I would have never even thought about it. You know what I mean? Like, to put it that specifically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I get it. I've been around enough, just in my short time as a parent, and around enough kids groups to be like, when you can encourage that, it's good for everybody because they respect the fact that, well, I don't know if they respect anything, but they at least, I notice a difference when you show that, hey, I noticed that you were being nice to that kid when he was having a hard time, and I appreciate that. So you should appreciate the fact that it's a good thing for you to do, and that kid probably really, it helped him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I'm not criticizing anyone else's parenting skills. I mean, if you go over the edge, you know it, or the police will tell you. But it's also a matter of context. It's like, I've certainly raised my voice at my daughter a lot. But if you're doing it all the time, you're just loud all the time. Then there's then if your kid only notices when you're not loud, that probably says a lot about you. You know, that you might not want to face up to easily, you know. So check that out a little bit, you know. And also, when I was a kid, you know, and everyone grows up in different circumstances, but across the board now, these kids, no matter where they live, no matter where they come up, they have to go through this thing at their school where they are told this is what you do if somebody comes charging into your school with an automatic weapon. You know, what are you going to do to them at home without ending up in jail that's going to scare them?
Different.
Yeah.
He said it's a whole different ball game now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you know. So, you know, it's like them dealing with your loud ass is light work.
It's so weird because
scheme of things.
It really is. It's so weird because the whole "this generation is soft" thing is always like it's always been weird to me because I'm like, and I think I've said this on the show before, like people literally used to burn down whole towns because the people that lived in them were different races or cultures from them. Now, some of you may think that that's tough, but to me, you could be no more emotionally like trash, like mushy on the inside than to look at another person being successful, rally up your goofy friends, and destroy everything that they're attempting to accomplish. Like, to me, that's the weakest you can possibly be, right? To fear competition so much, to be so fearful and jelly on the inside that you would destroy, you know, everything that these people own. That's the softest generation to me, if I made any comparisons, right? Mm-hmm. But what many other people think is that was the great America that needs to come back, right? Like, that's when America was great, right? And it's like, I feel like people have it all wrong. Me and my wife were laughing, and we were looking at something on the news, whatever, and this people had gotten in a fight, like, outside a restaurant, like these adults. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, am I the only person that thinks it's strange, like, as an adult, to get in a fight? And like, at my age, it's like, wait, what is there to fight about? Unless you harm one of my people, right? Yeah. I'm not finna be fighting in the grocery line because somebody cut or whatever. Like, to me, all of that seems softer. I find that to be soft. So maybe I see it the other way around, or I don't see it like other people do, but to me, that's soft. I'm like, oh, okay. You went outside as a 40-something or 50-something year old adult and fought somebody over a spot in line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If that's what your first inclination is to jump to that step, chances are the person, I don't know about the person you want to fight, but there are people in your vicinity who are stronger than you and have been stronger than you for their entire life, who are looking at you, realizing how weak you are.
Yep.
That's the thing, right? So yeah, I'm not sure what it is that's going on. That's probably a whole nother podcast, but yeah, man. I mean, you brought up athletics. We can certainly name it just in the last couple decades a handful of great athletes whose parents were way over the top. Sure. In terms of, you know, wanting to, you know, as Suge would not our Suge. Suge Knight would say, you know, trying to puff daddy the situation with the press and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know how that reflects on the way they treated their child and how they got their child or helped to get their child to that level of success. But most of the great athletes out there, I don't even know what their parents look like.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they instilled something in those children, in addition to the blessing of an incredible level of natural talent, probably, some discipline, probably a little bit of humility, a lot of drive, a lot of ambition, and I would imagine an incredibly high level of discipline and work ethic. Mm-hmm. But a lot of that gets done without a lot of screaming and yelling and hollering and making a fool of yourself. So,
I mean,
yeah.
And I think I'm actually loud at the games, but I'm not loud, like, whatever. Anyway. All right.
Yeah.
I think they should do Silent Sunday every Sunday. I like how it turned out. And, if you got a league out there, I suggest that. Get the kids to talk to each other and get involved in the game. So,
church.
All right. Wow. Let's get to the other side. I'm not even going to ask you if you're ready, man. Let's go after all that. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Rap Sucks Radio. Blah, 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 blah.
What up, y'all? You are live on Rap Sucks Radio with your homeboy Track Life and your fam, Kev Sakota.
The greatest generation.
We are making this generation great again. So weird. People are so strange. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you'd like to catch past episodes of our show, you can go to rapsucksradio.com or any of your favorite podcasting platforms. And if you would like to catch us on television, go to BTSN, Behind the Scenes Network. Download the Apple app or channel on your Roku or any of the Amazon Fire devices. Also, btsn.watch. You can also catch us on social media at rapsucksradio on Instagram and RSR Podcast on Facebook. I did try to get us on Threads, but then I didn't feel like looking up our password, so I'll have to do that maybe sometime this week. I like Threads. It's first generation Twitter.
Heads love Threads.
For real. It's like a weird the bidding war, by the way. Like the like social media war that's going on now.
Oh, yeah.
People are like fleeing X and now they're beefing about whether Blue Sky is better or Mastodon. I'm like, are we seriously having this conversation? Just pick one and talk. Anyway.
Start a group text.
Yeah, exactly. For real. All right, cool. So let's get into it. The title of this show is It's a Doggy Dog World. It's a Doggy Dog World. It's a jam. Topic number 1. Are we going to start off the topic with a damn nature?
Damn nature.
Yeah.
We haven't set it off with a damn nature in a minute.
It's unprecedented.
It's unprecedented.
I'll tell you what, if they don't like it, that's why your generation is soft.
All right, let's do this. Hit him with it.
Damn nature.
All right, check it out. Reason. A man, Kev, spends $15,700 to become a rough collie, to become a dog. The title of this episode is Dogg Pound Did It First. I don't know if y'all remember that. Y'all remember how excellent the dog transformations were in the What's My Name video?
Cutting edge.
Yeah, we were like, damn, Snoop really does look like a Doberman. Anyway, source for this is National Post.com.
I think that's racist.
Players involved are Taco, the human dog. A Japanese man spent. I didn't write this, Kev. They noted that he was Japanese. I didn't write it.
Hey,
just
man,
so we clarify this.
Don't worry. We'll blame you for it.
A Japanese man spent $15,700 on a life-size, custom-made, and hyper-realistic dog costume that allows him to walk on 4 legs, greet someone with a paw, and roll on the floor like a real dog. How does the costume help him roll on the floor? Anyway, He now produces videos of his life living as an animal under the name Taco. Taco's YouTube channel has over 2 million subscribers, and his videos have been viewed over 100 million times. He has been featured in news articles and TV shows around the world. Taco chose the rough collie breed because it is his favorite, and the size of the costume is more manageable. He also said that he feels more comfortable in the costume when he's in public. All right. Taco was reluctant to go out in public as a dog at first, but he has since overcome his fears and now enjoys meeting new people and dogs. He said that he feels more at peace while living as an animal. Kev, Taco's story has inspired people around the world who feel like they don't fit in. He shows that it is possible to be yourself, Kev, no matter what others think, especially if yourself is a rough collie. Go ahead, Kev. It's on you.
From a humanitarian standpoint, I'm down with this.
Are you really?
But I do have to point out that we had a story last episode that began with a Pearl Harbor reference.
Okay. Yes, we did.
And it just leads me to the question: why do Japanese people have to be like this?
What? I don't know. Okay.
If he identifies as a dog, hey, who am I to judge him?
Okay.
I'm not going to be a critic. But, 15 grand is a lot of money, man.
7 is a grip. I mean, that's closer to 16, bro. 15 is a grip. You ranging on. If I round up,
yeah,
that's 16.
You could take your whole family to the zoo for that kind of money.
I mean, right? Whether your wife plans it or not.
Have you watched any of the videos?
I started to watch the kind of intro video that was on this, and I was like,
that was a trick question.
I did. I didn't. I couldn't. Mm-mm.
I want to know who advertises on this on his channel.
It better, if it's dog food, it better be like. Can I know something? Man, that was like a Jeopardy question. Now I'm stumped. What is the ad? Because I'm not watching. I'm not going to Taco's channel. I don't care how much research we're doing for the show. I'm not going to Taco's channel to figure this one out. All right,
is it Squarespace?
Isn't it always Squarespace or Nord? On the Star Wars channel, it's always some obscure lightsaber, off-brand lightsaber company. Like,
oh wow!
All right.
Tell me something. Why did you pick this article to feature on this particular podcast?
This is a topic 3 type article. It's just that we've been having more discussion than anything. I thought this was hilarious. And the reason why I thought this was hilarious was because one, I couldn't wait to see your reaction once you figured out, once you read that he was a Japanese man. Secondly, no, not secondly, primarily, inspired others to be themselves was the line that just will not leave my brain. Bro, you're literally being another species. Like, you're not being yourself. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. Like, I get what the attempt is to say here, but, and hey, look, I don't know, man.
Hey,
right?
man.
We had a British dude that was more comfortable as a Korean man, right? We've had it like we're ranging on different people being more comfortable being other things, right? Like
sure.
a lot of artists out there are very comfortable, rappers are comfortable being black until the police show up. And then it's like, oh, actually, I don't really want this, right? Like, I totally get it, man. I've seen it personally. I went to high school with it. Like, it's perfectly fine being black, all across colors and baggy clothes. But then when the police show up, you are very upright. You're an outstanding citizen. Many of you are now police officers from my school. I remember you guys. So, so I get it being, I don't get, but the idea of being comfortable as someone else is not something we haven't dealt with on this show or in our society, right? Rachel Deladoza. There's so many examples.
Mm-hmm.
But something else has not been dealt with on this show.
Well, many people consider their dogs part of the family.
I don't. I do. I have a dog. I do, but it's too much, right? You guys already know that dog lovers annoy me. So, yeah.
Well,
so I do.
Hypothetically, what if your dog came up to you one day and just pulled you aside and told you that he wanted to be a rapper?
I'd be like, well, you already annoy me enough as is, so this just seems like the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the thing that kills me is that, I see where this is headed. I'm also being very careful because the last thing I want is 30 years from now, this is commonplace and accepted by society. And in the final years of my life, somebody goes back and pulls up this episode and hears us speaking poorly of this man's decision.
I'm ready to take the L. I hear where you're going. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm taking that deathbed L. They're going to put the microphone in my face and be like, I said it. I said that this don't make no sense, Taco. Bro, this don't make no sense.
That's why this generation is soft.
Right? Literally. Like, soft. Petable.
But yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he has to pretend to eat dog food? Like he can't actually... See? He's not trying to live that life.
See? It's all good till the cops show up.
You're going to wear the suit. You got to eat the food.
Meeting other dogs. I have a dog. I've watched dogs greet each other.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. I don't want to be greeted like that.
How is he keeping it real or?
I hope not.
What's going on?
I hope there's some lines being drawn.
What's up? What if he, he pretends to eat dog food and then he goes to Arby's and then, is he doing the boot scoot thing across the grass?
Wait, you said dog food and go to Arby's. That's not the same thing? Wait a minute.
Is it redundance?
Yeah, I was like,
I hit him with the rap sucks redundance.
I know people that love Arby's, and I'm like, this is taco food, yo.
Are they 20?
Right? Arby's is a drug front. It shouldn't be open. They don't have any customers. All right. I don't know what to say. $16,000 to be a dog.
You could get a full tank of gas for that.
Right? A whole 8 gallons at this point.
Oh, man.
Hey, man.
As long as he's happy. That's all I care about.
You know what? I'm laughing, but I agree with. I'm laughing, but I actually seriously hope that this makes him happy. If you got $15,000 to blow on being a dog, I would say your life's okay.
You think at some point he's going to get bored though, and he's just going to but he's going to get really good at walking like a dog? Wasn't that a Curious George song?
Walk like a duck.
Oh, right. Okay. And then he's going to just walk up to somebody and then just start talking? Because the suit looks very real.
Suit looks super real.
You think
like how many people has he caught off guard?
Yeah, what if a dog walked up to you, started sniffing on you, sort of in a untoward kind of way, But then you look at the dog and the dog just goes, "What up?"
I want to say I'd laugh, but the terror that would probably creep up would be like, what the fuck is that?
Are you within your rights to kick that dog in the face?
Yes, very much so.
That's PETA compliant still?
Nah, it's not PETA compliant, but look, man. I have that, I still got, I may have lived in West Covina for more of my life, but I still got 110th and Hoover fear reactions. Which is swing and run. 2 swings and get out of there. Nah. I mean, I want him to like walk up to people and give like tax advice. Something like Brian would do on Family Guy, right? Like
I know. This man is being judged by 2 guys who watched Family Guy for the last 20 years.
For real. For real. And one of them was actually annoyed with the dog. That's how bad of a person I am. They're like cartoon characters annoy me, like Gene from Bob's Burgers. Like the character literally annoys. This cartoon character, I need to settle down. So but I admit my flaws out in the open to be.
Hey, you're ahead of the game.
I am. Okay, topic number 2 is this is not the way to get your steps in.
That's right.
Right. Reason, officials find Michigan woman trapped inside toilet. Now, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Should have given you a little trigger warning here. It's what happens when you don't check out the rundown before.
I know I did. I'm saying, whose worst nightmare is okay? Oh, man. All right, this was by the HuffPost.com.
Of course.
Players involved is Stinky Lady. That's what we thought he was saying on the Isley Brothers on Spin the Night. He was like, did he just say Stanky Lady? And Stink Watch. All right, notes. A woman was rescued from an outhouse toilet in northern Michigan after she climbed in to retrieve her Apple Watch and became trapped. Oh my God, how? Rescuers removed the toilet and pulled her out using a strap. Not the Apple Watch strap, by the way. Authorities advise against entering outhouse toilets as it can lead to serious injuries. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. It's unclear if the woman was hurt or if she got her watch back. Kev, dude, why?
I have questions here.
So many questions.
You're not really a Seinfeld watcher, are you?
Not really, no.
So there was a fairly famous episode, and I don't remember the context. I just remember that the character George Costanza, he would always take his shirt off when he went in to drop a deuce.
Okay.
Which evidently is something that people do or have been inspired by him to do. I've never heard of somebody taking their watch off. So I'm just wondering if this was some kind of weird George Costanza like scenario. Because how does I can see, worst case scenario, your phone's in your pocket and somehow the physics of the situation get away from you and your phone falls in the
I've had that
tank.
Almost happen.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Right?
I've had it bounce from one side of the bowl to the next, like, oh no. Oh, that was close.
Did you bat it up against
dude,
the wall?
I reached for it. It luck. That thing was in the toilet. That shows you how bad my jump shot is. Even an accidental phone out of my pocket bricked. All right. So yeah.
Oh man,
so,
so the object that fell in the toilet was her Apple Watch. My question is simply, how?
Like, legitimately, like, inquiring minds want to know.
And then, I mean, how much time does it take you to just assess the situation and then accept the L immediately. If anything falls in an outhouse toilet. Because I assume this is like a porta potty.
Yeah.
One of the worst things on the planet Earth that you ever want to look at is past the hoop on a porta potty.
Oh my god, dude! It's like the 7th dimension of hell, right there.
Oh man,
dude!
But she dropped her watch right in the goal.
What inspired? What were you doing? Okay, you don't have to twist to set an Apple, so you can't tell me that you took it off to set the time. Right? Like, if it was an old watch, I might be like, you think she was trying to set the time.
You think she was trying to like go for a personal best? Like she was. I mean, she was timing herself. Yeah, I do when I go in the outhouse. I got to get out of here. 5, 4, 3. I get it. I have the casual like fear of being in an outhouse and it being knocked over or something crazy. Like when I'm like, dude, please. We might be at the fair or something and I'll be going to the bathroom and I will notice this. Like I'll notice that there are a bunch of teenagers going to the bathroom near. And I'm like, man, do I go in here, dude? Because it ain't no telling what these fools are really going to do. Yeah. You have to be aware of your surroundings at all times. You do, man.
You do. So we already there. But I've never sat on the toilet or gone into the bathroom and just taken my watch off, like for any reason.
Yeah. Was she in there long enough that she realized she needed to clean her watch?
Dude.
And decided that was the time she was going to.
Who spends any amount of time? I don't care what's going on in your stomach. Not in an outhouse.
Arby's.
For real. We have the meats.
But she climbed down in there. And then got stuck. Is this
what got stuck? Had to be our arm, right?
They needed to pull her out with the strap, Trek.
So that means your shoulders.
Did she go foot first? For a watch?
Well, I mean, if you doing the primate toes grab.
Ooh. Oh. Did this story give you Target flashbacks? That's what everyone really wants to know.
You know what? No one wanted to hear that story, by the way. No one wanted a repeat of that. You're the one who wanted to throw that. This is on you. You ruined the show. This is a perfectly good show. You ruined it. So now, how do you feel? No one cared. Everybody was like, "Yeah, this is cool."
No, that question was. Oh my God. That question was right on target.
It's like watching. I'm sure. Shut up, Kev. I'm sure. Reaching into that toilet was like when you watch people like, I don't know what, I forgot, there's a word for it, but when people like reach into like rivers, holes in rivers for catfish. Have you seen people do that?
Yeah.
Like who knows what's in there? In an outhouse.
This makes reaching in holes in a riverbed for catfish look like sterile neurosurgery. In comparison.
It depends on the river, but yes, you're right.
Oh, man.
All right. Yeah.
I guess we should advise the audience not to do this.
Don't. Why would there?
By the way, just don't use outhouses.
I mean, unless you absolutely have to. Listen, Kev.
Strip naked before you go in there. How about that?
I've heard a lot of verses in my lifetime. So I know a lot about useless words. Right? But I'm going to tell you the world's most useless sentence I've ever heard. All right? Authorities advise against entering outhouse toilets as it can lead to serious injury. I mean, okay, there's a sentence none of us need. Like, really? Don't reach inside an outhouse. So authorities advise against that. Do we need that? No one needed that. This is the only idiot on the planet. And as a person who's lost an Apple Watch before, that's another long story.
Oh.
Yeah, that happened. And it wasn't mine. But, dude, just take the L.
Take the L.
That's
kind of what this episode is all about.
Yeah,
take the L.
Just take the L. Taco's not taking no L's, man. 15.7 on a dog costume. Taco's good, man.
15
or
large.
Toco or Taco, whatever. I'm saying Taco, but it might be. Yeah, I don't even know. It's TOCO, so I might be saying it wrong. All right, Kev, let's get out of here, man, because this is a ridiculous show. Yo, thank y'all for tuning in, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. I am your homeboy Trek Life, and that dude over there, that's your fam, Kev Sakota.
Doka!
Nothing but the dog in me. I want him to, I want that. Like, I need that to be like the intro to his. Why must I be like that? I just want that to be the way it goes down. Yo, catch past episodes on rapsucksradio.com or any of your favorite podcasting platforms. You can also go to Instagram, Rapsucks Radio, or Facebook, RSR Podcast. And, you know what, man? I may not be in Snapback this coming weekend. I probably need to sleep. We'll see what happens. But remember, Bourbon Street, downtown Fullerton, this Saturday, Snapback. Go to Snapback_live on Instagram for more information on upcoming events. We are out of here like last year on the count of three.
Oh, and if you need to see me, you can come to my house and watch me try and figure out if the things we plan to do end up happening.
Don't go to Kev's house.
Please don't.
I don't even go to Kev's house. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. We out of here like last year, man. On count of three, we say peace. 1, 2, 3.
Peace.